let me tell you something. Golden Boy is always, um, and I've been 20 something.
Let me tell you something, Golden Boy Promotions has been a staple in the boxing world for over 20 years. But a heated argument between Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins has shaken the company to its core. Following this clash, Bernard Hopkins, the former world champion, has announced his decision to leave Golden Boy Promotions. Hopkins has spent nearly 2 decades with Golden Boy, a journey that began after he famously knocked out De La Hoya with a devastating body shot in 2004. But now, Hopkins is stepping away, leaving behind a legacy intertwined with one of the world's leading boxing promotions. November 2024 was supposed to mark 20 years since Hopkins joined Golden Boy, but instead, it will be remembered as the end of an era. The final straw came after the most recent fight of a Golden Boy fighter, Virgil Ortiz, which ended in controversy and chaos. The aftermath of the fight saw divided opinions among boxing fans, and this division extended to the top brass of Golden Boy, leading to a brawl figuratively and almost literally between De La Hoya and Hopkins. In an interview following the fight, Bernard Hopkins expressed his doubts about the outcome, which didn't sit well with De La Hoya. The fight between Ortiz and Serhii Bohacek was close, but when Ortiz was announced as the winner on 2 scorecards, it ignited a firestorm. Fans and pundits alike were divided, with some feeling that Bohacek had done enough to win. This split in opinions was mirrored in the relationship between De La Hoya and Hopkins. Hopkins, after the fight, took to social media to announce his decision to leave Golden Boy Promotions, stating, "There's been so much going on for a long time in Golden Boy, and I think it's just time to end it all. The disagreements didn't just start, but it's clear it's time to end everything. I appreciate Oscar and everyone." This announcement was the expected consequence of the ongoing tension between the 2 top partners at Golden Boy. Oscar De La Hoya, on the other hand, didn't hold back his defense of Virgil Ortiz Jr. He took to social media in a fiery rant, standing by his fighter and criticizing the backlash Ortiz had received. De La Hoya posted the CompuBox stats, showing that Ortiz had landed more punches than Bohacek, despite fans and even Hopkins questioning the judge's decision. This response from De La Hoya only further highlighted the growing rift between him and Hopkins. The fight itself has been the talk of the boxing world, not just because of the controversy, but because of the way it has exposed the cracks within Golden Boy Promotions. Hopkins, after the fight, remarked, "It is what it is. You sometimes get ugly wins that could be questioned." This comment didn't sit well with De La Hoya, who reportedly confronted Hopkins, questioning why he would speak against their own fighter. The situation escalated quickly, with De La Hoya allegedly attempting to strike Hopkins before being restrained. This moment marked the end of an era. Bernard Hopkins, who had joined Golden Boy Promotions in 2004, was a key figure in the company. His partnership with De La Hoya began just months after their fight, in which Hopkins delivered a brutal knockout to De La Hoya. That fight not only unified the middleweight titles, but also cemented Hopkins' place as one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport. Hopkins' partnership with Golden Boy extended well into his 40s and early 50s, earning him the nickname the Alien as he continued to defy the odds in the ring. He finally retired after a loss to Joe Smith Jr. in 2016, but his influence within Golden Boy remained strong. Over the years, Hopkins became a mentor to many young fighters, using his experience and credibility to guide them through their careers. As one of the most respected figures in boxing, Hopkins brought a unique perspective to Golden Boy Promotions. He was known for his discipline and his ability to connect with fighters on a personal level. His departure leaves a significant void, and it's unclear how Golden Boy will move forward without him. Hopkins once said, "Life is a chessboard. When I was young, I played the short game and made mistakes. Now I know how to play the long game with my pieces." This philosophy guided him throughout his career, both in and out of the ring, and it's what made him such a valuable asset to Golden Boy. But now, Hopkins has decided it's time to move on, leaving Golden Boy and De La Hoya to continue without him. The fight between Virgil Ortiz and Sari Bahacek wasn't just a pivotal moment for the fighters, it also became a turning point for Golden Boy Promotions. The controversy surrounding the decision has only fueled the flames of discontent within the company, leading to Hopkins' departure. De La Hoya's public defense of Ortiz, coupled with his clash with Hopkins, has shown the strain within Golden Boy. As the boxing world speculates about the future of Golden Boy Promotions, it's clear that the company is at a crossroads. De La Hoya must now navigate this new landscape without one of his most trusted partners. The question remains, can Golden Boy continue to thrive without the influence of Bernard Hopkins, or will his departure mark the beginning of the end for the promotion? Hopkins has always been known for speaking his mind, and his decision to leave Golden Boy is no exception. His parting words suggest that the issues within the company have been brewing for some time, and it was only a matter of time before they reached a boiling point. The fight between Ortiz and Bahacek may have been the catalyst, but the underlying tensions had been there for years. As Hopkins steps away from Golden Boy, he leaves behind a legacy that few can match. His contributions to the sport, both as a fighter and as a promoter, have been immense. He's guided young fighters, helped shape the future of boxing, and remained a fierce advocate for the sport. But now he's ready to move on to the next chapter of his life, whatever that may be. The boxing world will be watching closely to see what happens next. Will Golden Boy Promotions be able to recover from this setback? Or will Hopkins' departure be the first in a series of changes that reshape the company? Only time will tell. As for Hopkins, he remains as focused and determined as ever. Whether he continues to work in boxing or takes on new challenges, one thing is certain: he will continue to make an impact wherever he goes. His time with Golden Boy may be over, but his influence on the sport will be felt for years to come. In the end, Bernard Hopkins' decision to leave Golden Boy Promotions marks the end of a significant chapter in boxing history. It's a reminder that even the strongest partnerships can be tested, and sometimes the best decision is to walk away. As Hopkins moves forward, the boxing world will undoubtedly feel the impact of his departure. Stay connected with us for more updates on the latest news and events in the world of boxing. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new content. Until next time, peace out. Let me tell you something, Golden Boy Promotions has been a staple in the boxing world for over 20 years, but a heated argument between Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins has shaken the company to its core. Following this clash, Bernard Hopkins, the former world champion, has announced his decision to leave Golden Boy Promotions. Hopkins has spent nearly 2 decades with Golden Boy, a journey that began after he famously knocked out De La Hoya with a devastating body shot in 2004. But now, Hopkins is stepping away, leaving behind a legacy intertwined with one of the world's leading boxing promotions. November 2024 was supposed to mark 20 years since Hopkins joined Golden Boy,